What is the difference between a physical and a chemical change? Take a couple minutes and talk to the person sitting next to you. How do you know a physical change has occurred? How do you know a chemical change has occurred? What are signs or clues that you can look for to identify each? A physical change does not change a substance's identity. It could be a change in size, shape, or matter. Some examples include tearing a sheet of paper, freezing water, boiling water. What are some examples that you can name? A chemical change means to change from one substance to another, and you can't go back to the original substance again. An example could be burning a piece of wood. A firework. Can you name some examples?
In this lab, we will investigate the different properties between physical and chemical changes. In this lab, you will be a crime scene investigator and discover whether a suspect was guilty or innocent at a crime scene. Before you do that, you need to have something to compare your crime scene and your suspect's shoe to. So we are going to use 3 basic white solids for you to compare your crime scene and your suspect's shoe to. The first thing you want to do is put all your powders in your spot plate, and we're going to do them one at a time. The first one we are going to do is cornstarch. You want to put a little bit of cornstarch in each of the spot plate holes. You're going to want to start at the top and go across the row. The next one you want to do is baking soda. You want to put a little bit in each of the holes in the second row. The third one is baking powder, and you want to put it in the third row all the way across. The fourth row is going to be your crime scene. And the fifth and final row will be your suspect's shoe. Now before we start putting liquids in, you want to take a minute and write down descriptions for all the powders in your spot plate. What do they look like? Are they solids? Are they crumbly? Are they fine? And what color are they? Be specific with your physical descriptions. The next thing we want to do is start adding our liquids. After you add each liquid, make sure you write down the reaction of what happens after you add each liquid. The first one we are going to do is water. We are going to put water in the first column going down. You can add 5 to 7 drops to each spot plate hole to see what happens. After you add each one, take a minute to see if a reaction occurs, and if no reaction occurs, write no reaction. We're going to add water to each spot plate hole. Keep in mind all your properties of chemical changes. Does it fizz? Does it foam? Does it react? Does it change colors? After you've added water in all the holes, make sure you write down all your descriptions. You're going to need this information later. After you're complete with the water, you can move on to the second column and add vinegar in each of the spot plate holes. Once again, you want to record your reactions. Does it bubble? Does it fizz? Does it foam? Does it change colors? You can always stop the video to pause it and write down your descriptions. The third and final liquid we are going to add is iodine into the third column. Once again, make sure you are adding and writing down your descriptions. Once you've added all your liquids, you can flip your paper over and answer all the questions.
How did the suspect's shoe and the crime scene compare? Did they change the same color after the reaction? Did they both bubble? Did they both fizz? Compare the two now. Was your suspect at the crime scene? How do you know this? Make sure you answer in a complete sentence.